AskReddit by SM0K999. What terrifying event is happening in the world right now that most people are ignoring? The birds are disappearing. Most likely because the bugs are, too. My yard is overgrown with trumpet vine, thistles, wild raspberries and a bunch of wildflowers. I spray nothing, just go out and pull out the invasive shit when I see it. I've given up on the trumpet vine. I have many birds, bugs and rabbits. I leave them the fuck alone except to keep some mason bee houses and maintain a bird bath for the birds. It's not enough but I'm trying. My neighbors probably think they don't give a shit about my yard, and honestly, they're not completely wrong. I care about my yard. I just don't give a fuck if it's perfectly manicured. I'd rather make sure some suburban wildlife gets a break. The birds made 3 nests on my property this year. That's more than I've ever had. I'm so excited for next year. Here in the UK, water companies have been dumping tons and tons of sewage into our river systems and into the sea, making some beaches close. It is truly disgusting, and the whole water industry is in about £60 billion of debt and could collapse. Fuck these companies and corporations. I'm sick and tired of things like recycling being at a consumer level when it should be at a corporate governance level and more globally enforced at the production level rather than us failing to do anything about it at a consumer level. Edit. Wow, thank you for the award, kind internet friend. This is my first award. I'm verklempt. The seals dying of avian flu in Chile. And cats in Poland. Cats dying of bird flu in Poland. Mammal to mammal transmission confirmed. Wow, can you send the source? I didn't know that it can transfer between cats. My country is on fire. It was also on fire a month ago but then it stopped for a few weeks. I live on the shores of Lake Michigan. The air is horrible. Visibility is minimal, and I'm not even in the thick of the fires. I've been so worried about our Canadian friends for what seems like way too long now. Keep safe. Sweet baby Jesus, I should not have read this thread. Babe, new doom scrolling thread has dropped. Insect numbers are absolutely plummeting. There is about a 2.5% loss in terms of mass per year. Without insects the food chain will collapse. The effects of this are already starting to be seen. As a child I remember chasing butterflies all over my grandparents' yard. Now I get excited if I see one a week. Ocean currents slowing. May I ask why they are slowing down? Is that what you mean? I grew up in front of the ocean in Peru and we all have noticed some changes in current patterns, so I'm really curious. Thanks. You know, shit started to go downhill a little after we demoted Pluto. This is the only comment here that made me smile, and I feel like there's some deep meaning about humanity thriving in adversity in your comment, or some BS. TBH, social media gave stupidity so much power that we are unable to listen or hear what scientists think about a thing. Basically, ignorance has never been so self-confident, and that makes me sad for this and every generation that is coming. Bacterial resistance. Due to the overuse of antibiotics and bacterial evolution, bacteria are able to develop itself and change its DNA and cellular structure to become immune to antibiotics. Now there are certain infections which can't be treated with the same antibiotics that were effective 10-20 years ago. In the near future we may return to pre-antibiotic age in which simple lung or urinary infections can kill us simply because we don't have effective antibiotics. It's pretty clear we're just going to use evolutionary algorithms to engineer new antibiotics. As fast as bacteria is advancing, our understanding of biological systems is far exceeding. I'm not that worried about it, considering that the last 30 years of science have already resulted in xenobits. https://www.cnn.com/2021/11/29/Americas xenoboots-self-replicating-robots-scn/index.html. Evidently the bees are dying out, and once they do we're all fucked. Not a bee expert, maybe someone who can explain further. Edit article https://www.vox.com/down-to-dash-honey-bees-native-bees-decline explaining why honeybees aren't in danger, but other bees are. Also, I originally did look down the comments, but missed one of the top comments about source equals share and amp, UTM medium equals IOSAP and amp, UTM name equals iasks and amp, UTM content equals 1 and amp, UTM term equals 1 and amp, context equals 3, in general. Thanks for the replies and good information. Hope the links help. Bees are making a bit of a comeback, maybe. It's not out of the woods, but there are some promising signs. The massive destruction of our coral reefs. Well, the Great Barrier Reef is actually growing back at its best rates in a long time. Now if dumbass tourists would stop standing on coral, I'm sure that would help. Depression has become an epidemic disease. The WHO, World Health Organization, declared depression as a global health emergency. George Carlin said it best, the planet will shake us off like a bad case of the fleas. A surface nuisance. Don't forget the best part of that tirade. The planet will be fine. The people are fucked. Slavery in countries supported by companies and governments. This post makes me realize we're really fucked. I knew it was a bad idea to click. Human rights violation in Pakistan. Over 10,000 people arrested being kept in death cells while the temperatures exceed 40 degrees Celsius. All because they support a political party. 80% of Pakistan supports that political party. On top of that, the current regime has violated many laws, including elections with 90 days, exceeding caretaker government to more than 90 days. Moreover, some leaders of the party in hiding, so they raid their houses, harass the women, break stuff, steal cars, yes, police stealing, and the world doesn't care. Fireflies numbers are drastically decreasing. Rampant corruption pretty much everywhere. Slave mining in Congo. Taiwan could get bad. Sex trafficking at all-time high in US and was the highest world. Slavery at all-time high in the world. Shocked that nobody talks about all of the insider trading in Congress from both sides. Least terrifying, I know the problem I'm finding is this information used to be easy to find. Now when I Google search, the same things I did years ago are not the same results. It is wild to me how blatant the insider trading is from prominent congresspeople on both sides. The right likes to dig on Pelosi for it, and she's definitely suspicious, but she might not even be top 5 in suspicious earnings. It is complete and obvious dog shit that congresspeople can make trades while in office. I'm pretty pro markets, but it's just hog shit to see. I'm not entirely educated on this, but here it is. Supposedly 7,000 Mexican children went missing on our side of the US border over the last 10 years or so. If anyone is more knowledgeable about this, I'd love to know more. Well, there was that article that came out recently about using immigrant children as child labor in the continental US in varying agricultural sectors. I'm going to go with human trafficking here. It feels like I'm smoking a pack of cigarettes a day just going outside because of wildfires in another country. Really goes to show that environmental problems don't care about borders. The rise of AI. It's not that people are ignoring it entirely, but ignoring the bad parts, like how dangerous it's going to become very quickly. It's going to be hard to trust anything you didn't see with your own eyes, even with video or audio of it happening. think of what a bad actor could do with that, like for instance a country at war or just low-level criminals blackmailing people. Deepfakes are already a problem and they're only ever going to get better. AI voice is already nuts and again, it will only ever get better from here. Edit. Forgot to include things like ChatGPT being used online for scamming and phishing. We're already at the point it can easily trick most people into thinking they are talking to a real person. I think this right here is so huge and people keep kinda glossing over it. Insect apocalypse. Cobalt mining. Thousands and thousands of children are being sent to mine for cobalt, a precious metal used to power iPhones and Tesla cars, for $1 a day. There are people crowded together with no equipment besides a hammer, giving us, in our first world countries, the latest Apple phone that we so desperately need. But the media refuses to report this because God knows what would happen if we stop using Tesla cars. Look, there's nothing wrong with preparing for a global crisis, but the problem is that there's a crisis going on right now that everyone chooses to ignore. You ever read the book Sixth Extinction by Elizabeth Colbert? What's the TLDR? Never heard of it. Canada's forests have been on fire for a while now and it's making the air quality in the Midwest pretty spicy. And Northeast. The weather app has been saying just smoke for my area. Environmental reporter here. I write about many of these things. Avian flu, coral reefs, fires. It's frustrating because so often these stories get lost in the noise. From my experience, people have a very small appetite for negative, edit, environmental news, especially if they feel that they can't do anything about it and fill up first on other things like politics. Well, I feel like I can't do anything. What can I do? Because it does get to me. I spend nights crying about it. When I try to spread the word, people just don't want to hear it. One thing I haven't seen anyone mention is the growing mold problem. As the globe continues to get warmer and warmer, scientists say that there's a high chance that mold will adapt to these higher temperatures. Once that happens, it also means that it will be able to survive within our own bodies. Needless to say, we're all sorts of fucked when that happens.